all-party parliamentary group over the communal situation in Bangladesh is one-sided, says foreign advisor. Bangladesh deeply resents the violent demonstration and attack by Hindu protesters on the premises of Assistant High Commission of Bangladesh in Agartala, India. Newly formed Election Commission holds its first meeting, deciding to send representatives door-to-door to update the voter list in March next. 40% of government development expenditure embezzled during 15 years of fascist Hasina, the entire state structure transformed from crony capitalism to kleptocracy, says White Paper Preparation Committee. Israel using internationally banned weapons in Gaza, complain local physicians. And Bangladesh women cricket team complete a dominant 3-0 series whitewash against Ireland, securing 7-wicket victory in the final ODI match in Mirpur today. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Tuli Komolika Das, welcoming you all to News at 10. You have just heard the highlights. Let's move on to the details. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus urged the SAARC Secretariat to work more intensely to make the regional body functional for the common benefit of the South Asian countries. He made the comments when Secretary General of SAARC Ghulam Sarwar called on him at his office at Tejgaon in the capital today. Secretary General thanked Professor Yunus for being a big supporter of the SAARC and said that they were encouraged by his recent call to South Asian leaders for the revival of the multilateral body. He briefed the Chief Advisor about the ongoing activities of SAARC at the working level, including the programming committee, governing bodies of regional centers and specialized bodies, events on climate changes, SDGs, regional integration, customs cooperation, among others. Professor Yunus and the SAARC Secretary General discussed the need for meetings of foreign secretaries, foreign ministers and other sectoral ministers, and even the summit of the leaders for better functioning of the body. Professor Yunus asked Secretary General Ghulam Sarwar to work on multilateral issues such as the export of hydroelectric power of Nepal to neighboring countries like Bangladesh, India and Bhutan. Professor Yunus invited young people from SAARC countries to join the Youth Festival in Bangladesh in January. The governing body of the Korean Export Processing Zone KEPZ, headed by the Chief Advisor, decided to fast-track its land registration and ease its bond licensing procedure to turn the key industrial park into a foreign direct investment hub. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus convened the governing body meeting for the KEPZ at his office at Tejgaon in the capital today. This was the first meeting of the KEPZ governing body presided over by the head of the government in 9 years. The meeting covered several important issues including land rights, ports and customs, labor law and investor support mechanisms. The committee took executive decisions to complete the remaining land handover to KEPZ as quickly as possible, roll out the authorized economic operator model, ease the bond licensing procedure and open dialogue on labor laws. The committee also unanimously decided to decentralize authority and fast-track service by moving KEPZ out of Chief Advisor's Office Direct Administration to Beza. These steps are expected to send a signal to the wider investment community that Bangladesh is open for business. Chief Advisor Special Envoy Lutfi Siddiqui and Executive Chairman of BIDA and Beza, Chaudhry Ashik Mahmood, were present in the meeting, among others. Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus invited more Swedish investments, saying the interim government was carrying out vital reforms to ensure ease in doing business in the country. He made the comments when the Ambassador of Sweden, Nicholas Weeks, called on the Chief Advisor at his Tejgaon office in Dhaka today. We encourage more Swedish investment in Bangladesh, the Chief Advisor said, adding that his government has curbed corruption, made investment in export processing zones easier and moved to ratify ILO conventions on labor laws. Ambassador Nicholas Weeks said his government supports the Professor Yunus-led interim government and its move to reform the police, judiciary, election commission and civil administration. Professor Yunus said his government is determined to carry out reforms before holding elections. He said The key word of the revolution was reform, he added. Foreign advisor Mohammad Tawhid Hussain said Bangladesh wants to see a good relationship with India, Bangladesh, and India will take the relationship forward for their own interests, he added. The advisor made the comments while addressing a press briefing after meeting with foreign diplomats at a state guest house, Podda, today. Mohammad Tawhid Hussain said a portion of Indian mass media is spreading rumors against the situation of Hindu community living in Bangladesh. All foreign missions stationed in Bangladesh have been informed about the precise situation so that no misconception is created among the international community over the issue, he added. The advisor also said the government will not tolerate any type of communal activities in the country. Earlier, the foreign advisor briefed diplomats of 50 countries and representatives of 12 organizations stationed in Dhaka on current issues. The issues of arresting Chinmay Krishna Das and legal procedures were also briefed during the meeting. Bangladesh has deeply resented the violent demonstration and attack by a large group of protesters of the Hindu Sangharsh Samiti on the premises of the Assistant High Commission of Bangladesh in Agartala this afternoon. In a statement this evening, Bangladesh Foreign Ministry said this particular act in Agartala stands in violation of the inviolability of diplomatic missions as stated in the Vienna Convention on Diplomatic Relations. Bangladesh called upon Indian government to take immediate action to address this incident, saying it is the responsibility of the host government to protect the diplomatic missions from any form of intrusion or damage. In this statement, Dhaka also called upon Delhi to undertake a thorough investigation into the incident and to prevent any further acts of violence against the diplomatic missions of Bangladesh in India, including the safety and security of the diplomats and the non-diplomatic members of staff and members of their families. The draft voter list will be finalized and published by next March. Later, the Election Commission will collect information by going door to door to update the voter list. Election Commissioner Brigadier General retired Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah made the announcement at a press conference after the first meeting of the new Election Commission at Nirbachon Bhavan in the city's Agargaon area today. Chief Election Commissioner M.M. Nasiruddin presided over the meeting. Election Commissioners Anwarul Islam Sharkar, Abdur Rahman Al-Masood, Tahmida Ahmed and Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah attended the meeting. Abul Fazl Muhammad Sanaullah said, according to the law, the finalized draft voter list will be published between January 2nd and March 2nd on the basis of information collected by the Election Commission. As much as 40% of the public development expenditure of the national budgets was misappropriated during the past 15 years, the entire system turned corrupt during the regime of fascist Sheikh Hasina, which basically started through the election in 2018. Dr. Debopriya Bhattacharya, the head of the committee formed to prepare white paper on Bangladesh's economy, said this while disclosing the draft report of the white paper in the capital today. Members of the committee said that a total of 23,000 crore dollars was siphoned off to different countries between 2009 and 2023, amounting to 28 lakh crore taka. According to the white paper preparing committee, as many as 14 metro rail or 24 Padda bridges could be constructed with the volume of bad loan created in the banking sector in the past 15 years. The banking sector was on top of the affected sectors during the Awami League regime. The white paper preparing committee said 3.4% of the GDP had been siphoned off every year. The committee said that 10% of people became the owners of 85% assets. Dr. Debopriya Bhattacharya featured different aspects of irregularities and corruptions in different sectors, including banking sector, stock market and development projects, money laundering and looting. He said the country experienced sheer lack of good governance. Dr. Debopriya said political goodwill is a must to overcome the situation. The Appellate Division has halted the verdict of the High Court declaring August 15 national holiday. The full bench of the Appellate Division, led by Chief Justice Dr. Syed Rifat Ahmed, gave the order today. Earlier on August 13, the interim government issued notification cancelling holiday on this year's August 15 holiday. Meanwhile, the state side has filed a petition seeking a halt on the High Court verdict that declared Joy Bangla as the national slogan. The issue will go for hearing at the Appellate Division on next Sunday. In another development, the state side apprised the High Court that the formation of a National Independent Commission to uncover the causes of the Pilkhana carnage is still under process. The High Court bench of Justice Farah Mahbub has ordered to submit the full information on the formation of the commission to the High Court on December 15th. BNP acting chairman Tariq Rahman said the next election will be extremely challenging for his party, so leaders and activists should be with the people, he added. Tariq Rahman made the comments while speaking virtually at BNP's divisional workshop of Khulna and Mymensingh districts on 31st point structural reforms of the state and citizens' perspectives today. Tariq Rahman said BNP must secure public support to make the party's 31-point agenda successful. BNP central leaders and leaders of the party's various units from Khulna and Mymensingh divisions were present at the program. Jamaat-e-Islami Amir Dr. Shafiqur Rahman said his party wants such a Bangladesh where temples and mosques will not need to be guarded. The Jamaat Amir said they want to dream of a future for the nation and they do not want to see the nation divided anymore. Dr. Shafiqur Rahman made the comments while addressing a rally at Purbo Charkati of Jhalokati town organized by district unit of Jamaat today. The Jamaat-e-Islami Amir said his party does not appreciate an unemployment certificate, rather they want to offer jobs to all students upon completion of their studies. He also said they do not want a Bangladesh where anyone commits suicide due to the curse of unemployment. Moving on to the international news.